me to remind you, A, to please turn your cell phones off. Please, clear. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, bonjour à tous, and welcome to the press conference for...
I had seen the film about 6 months ago, something like that. And I thought it was such an important movie because with all of the state of the world being what it is, and the unlikelihood that the problems will be solved by politicians made this film particularly poignant to me in the sense it is a journey of volunteerism that is so courageous and so emotional and so inspiring. And I thought that it was the closest thing that I had ever seen on film to giving any kind of answer to what's the purpose of life, at least for those who might be lucky enough to have two good legs and $1 in their pocket.
This film was shown also in Cannes, Indian Runner in '91, and to Mama Tambien, to Harry.
I'm not really endorsing anyone. I'm excited. I think it's a very, very exciting year for our politics, obviously, that we, for the first time in a while, have a choice between who we like better instead of who we hate less. And I'm excited about the candidates.
You are from different cultural backgrounds. How would you judge the movies without being influenced?
Despite some phenomenally unconstitutional and inhuman votes on his part, as are certainly shared and to a greater degree by the other candidates involved. I hope that he will understand, if he is the nominee, the dangerous disillusionment that will happen if he doesn't become a greater man than he's ever been. But I think, and to understand that that hope is not his creation, but it is that it's a cyclic thing, that in this election that the American people are rediscovering. And I think that if it's failed, that it may be a death nail. So this is, I think, the most important election, certainly in my lifetime.
Is intriguing that this is kind of baggage that you bring back.
Well, case in point, Clint Eastwood. You know, how many movies would we say he's made since I was born in 1960? So it's a lot of movies, and The Bastards only offered me one. So I don't think there's a bias involved in it. But you know, you asked the question in a fairly civilized way. I've read some things, and I find them very insulting to the person asking it in their attempt to be insulting towards me or us. We've all been involved in films we cared about, and we know that that's what our job is to recognize what touches us here. It's got nothing to do with, it has absolutely nothing to do with those biases. There's something that I wanted to say because, well, I don't know how to turn on a computer. I understand that this question that came over here about Clint Eastwood had been coming up on blogs and things like that. While I can tell you that this is an emotional impossibility for I believe any of us to give in to something as petty as to favoring a film because a friend of ours is in it. I also want to make it clear that that this person will not be biased against, and that if Clint Eastwood's done a film that deserves awarding, we're gonna well award it.
What a year this has been. Last year Persepolis was...
For some medical reason, we need to smoke. Would it bother you if we smoke? We can.
Go for it.
Thank you very much.
We'll take a couple more questions.
Films, 22 films, I suppose. Probably only once. Actually, is that enough? Because I can imagine with some films you need to see like 3, 4 times, which we don't do as members of the press.
And the